I recently began using iSpring to create e-learning courses. I wanted to find a program that was easy to use with a little to no learning curve so that I could get designing right away. Well, I found that with iSpring, creating a professionally designed e-learning course took me less than 30 minutes the first time I used the program. This tells me it's a great product for every level designer, but most notable for an absolute beginner designer with little to no experience using course design software. If they know their way around PowerPoint in the most basic sense, then they can design a course easily using iSpring. I'm an instructional designer who creates e-learning courses for several organizations. I would give iSpring 5 out of 5 stars. And in this overview, I'm going to share why. So let's talk about its functionality. It's extremely intuitive. Right from the start, I began designing a developed course from scratch. The navigation is logical. I never once scratched my head wondering where something was. It was always right where I knew I'd find it. For instance, when making a quiz, I thought how cool it would be to add a video prompt as the question. And voila, there was an option to add a video component. I would have liked seeing the option to record a video or audio right there in the question dialog box setup, instead of having to locate an already recorded one on my system. But that's a minor preference that I don't think clouds my ability to function well in this environment. Next, I am most impressed with the accessibility checker feature as I am working through the design of my slides. It alerts me to the accessibility issues the program found. As a new designer, I may not be aware of accessibility issues that I need to pay attention to. So I'm grateful that this program points them out to me. Next, let's talk about its quizzes. The branching options were easy to follow and easy to apply to each question. I loved the variety of questions offered as well. Feedback options added a nice interactive element. It really sets a designer up to develop evaluations that test mastery at a granular level. And it sets the learners up to continue learning even at the evaluation stage through the feedback mechanisms. The slide design is clean looking. I appreciate how iSpring lets you see the different mock-ups according to devices, even down to the nitty-gritty of if a user is on a mobile device viewing it horizontally or vertically. It's very smart. When it comes to using iSpring to do video tutorials and screencasts, it's easy peasy. I love the options of recording just the screen, just the webcam, or both if I choose. I would like an option to make myself slightly bigger on screen, however. I found when I recorded my full screen, I was itty bitty. Let's talk through interactions. I love the prompts, like when I was creating an interaction, it literally tells me to click the interaction button to make changes. Something I would have liked more on the interaction slides, specifically the introduction and summary, is the option to add a video so I could speak directly to the learners instead of relying solely on text. Finally, let's talk about the content library. I'm appreciative that the content library is made up of diverse sets of characters. The slide templates are also helpful. It's often hard to brainstorm design ideas that can be visually appealing. iSpring takes the guesswork out of this by offering slide templates, just like PowerPoint. And for learning developers, they go a step further by offering specific slides that you'd find in an e-learning module, like a course objective slide, for instance. They've laid it out for you. You just have to fill in some blanks. And the same thing for the main menu slide. It's insert, fill in the content, and go. It's super easy. What I like most about the slide template is it offers non-designers or those really new to designing a projected path to follow. It helps to ensure that vital steps in the learning instruction aren't missing. So like the home page, the menu page, the learning objectives page, the knowledge checkpoints, those are all really important. iSpring acts as a coach in a way, providing a clear path to setting up instruction. The closing slide options help me stay focused on the learning plan, which is to recap what was learned and provide that all-important transfer of learning information to the learner before they leave the training course. As far as the other components of the content library, there seems to be plenty of icons and objects to choose. iSpring seemed to have thought of most everything a designer might need in laying out their e-learning course. And wrapping up my thoughts on iSpring, I love it. I have never used iSpring before, and on my first attempt, I was able to design my entire course that I had previously developed in under 30 minutes. I find that's pretty remarkable, having come from previous experiences of designing training using other e-learning design products. The others that I've used looked great in the end, but required a very steep learning curve that was anything but intuitive. iSpring is extremely user-friendly and intuitive in its design. It's plug and play, and once installed on your system, you open PowerPoint and you start laying out your course. You don't have to learn how to manually set up things like branching and interactions. iSpring does this for you. You simply plug in the content and it does its thing, offering you accessibility guidance as you progress through the layout work. And the end result is amazing.